My name is Dorothy O'Neill, and I am a partner in the family law practice of Burns White. My area of practice includes divorce, custody, and financial support cases, including child support and spousal support. I also do prenuptial agreements and postnuptial agreements, protection from abuse actions, and really anything that falls under the umbrella of family law. I am also a mediator for family law cases. And another aspect of my practice is finalizing family law cases using the collaborative approach, which is another out-of-court alternative dispute resolution process, focusing on the specific needs of each family and tailoring resolutions to meet those needs. I'm joined today with Alexandra Koselko, who is an attorney in our family law practice.
Hi everyone, I am an associate attorney in the family law practice. I handle the same types of family law legal issues that Dorothy just went over. I'm also collaboratively trained. In addition to that, I have a background in estate planning and administration and other orphans court legal issues, which act as a really nice complement to the family law side of things.
And today we are going to address navigating the holidays during a divorce or separation.
So I think one of the most important things to recognize is that the holidays are not necessarily going to look the same as they've looked in the past. This year, more than ever, with COVID and all the health concerns that are going on, everyone's holidays are going to be looking a little bit differently. But if this is maybe the first holiday after a divorce or a separation, it's looking at how things are going to change. So you may only have your children with you for some of the time, or you might have to deal with sharing the holiday and traveling to meet the other parent. Financially, things might look very different for you, so you should prepare yourself for some changes. Having this holiday season specifically be your first one apart can be a complicated time, but I know a lot of families are doing virtual celebrations or other ideas to accommodate the pandemic, so it might be easier to work out a schedule for this specific holiday season. When it comes to the first holiday apart, you have to change your mindset. One of the toughest realities of a separation is that you can't expect to have your children 100% of the time. You have to share your children's time with the other parent. And that can be scary, it can be emotional, it can be overwhelming to adjust. Maybe in the past you were used to a big 3-day celebration with one particular side of the family, or maybe you bounced around and spent Christmas Eve with your family, Christmas Day with your ex's family, or something like that. So it's adjusting your expectations to this new reality. One of the ways to do that is to start early and have a conversation with your own family about things that are going to be changing. Depending on the schedule, you might not get to see your children every year for every holiday. And having your family's support for that new schedule is crucial not only for you, but also for your children. Encouraging your family to support this new schedule is important. Having grandma or grandpa say, oh, we're going to be eating dinner without you and exchanging presents and we'll miss you so much, might think like it's a way of reaching out to the children, but in reality, it might actually cause more issues for them because they're worried about what they're going to be missing. Instead, what might help is adjusting your plan. Maybe your family can accommodate a new holiday schedule, and instead of having the big Christmas celebration be on Christmas Eve, maybe you can do a Christmas Day dinner instead. Or some families choose to pick a different day altogether. At first, this might seem a terrible situation and that you can't recover from it, but in reality, it actually might work out really well for your family. I have some clients who have told me that by picking a different day or a different way to celebrate actually allows for a gathering because other families and extended family members who might be with their own families can join in. I had one client who always celebrated Thanksgiving a week before the holiday so that the other parent could always have Thanksgiving. And that ended up working out really well for them. And, in the long run, no one complains about too much turkey. Keep in mind when you're working to adjust to this new schedule, so are your children, and they're adjusting to the separation in general. So there's a lot of changes. You should be careful with the words that you're using to describe the new situation and also how you present things to the kids. If the kids can feel that you're excited and looking forward to a new plan, they'll share that. But if they feel that you're hesitating or fearful, they'll also mimic those emotions as well. So no one's going to say that it's an easy adjustment, but if you follow some of these steps and take what we're saying into consideration, it will definitely help ease your stress.
Our next tip is to plan. So you really want to work with your ex early in the process to coordinate the holiday schedule. In our practice, we usually start talking with our clients about holiday schedules in October to avoid last minute panic and hysteria. So figuring out the holiday schedule well in advance allows you to actually plan your holiday season with more precision, taking into consideration not only your schedule and your ex's schedule, but extended family member schedules as well. Generally, there are two options when it comes to dividing holidays. Parents can either alternate the holidays so that one parent has custody of the children on the holiday in even years, and the other parent has custody on the holiday in odd years. Or the parents can actually split the holiday each year so that they each have time with the children on the actual holiday. And then the only thing they need to determine is what time they will exchange custody on that day. So it's important to determine what specifically works for the family as a whole. So for example, if parents live far apart or celebrate holidays out of town, then obviously sharing the holiday wouldn't be feasible for that family. But if one parent always celebrates a holiday earlier in the day and the other one celebrates later in the day, then sharing that holiday might be a perfect fit for them. Now, we often do hear frustrations from clients that they won't get to enjoy the same holiday traditions with extended family members each year as they did when they were together. So what we try to explain with that is you can try to accommodate previous family traditions if it's possible, like if you always had Christmas Eve at the maternal grandmother's house, because that does help to create some normalcy for the children if they're used to that particular tradition. However, again, that's not always possible after separation, or even more so with COVID this year. So recognizing and accepting that they may not get to do what they always did is important to model for your children. Another tip is to talk to your children once the plan has been established, but not before. So they do know what's going on, but they don't feel like they have to be a part of the negotiation process for that schedule. Don't create a blame game scenario. You have to watch not only your verbal communication, but your nonverbal communication. So watch those facial expressions, gestures, your tone of voice, your body language. Children will pick up on those and they will mimic your emotions. If an agreement cannot be reached, you may need to seek court intervention, which is why it's imperative to plan early. This involves presenting a motion to a judge and asking the judge to decide your holiday schedule for you. So again, that's why it's imperative to plan early. If you can't reach an agreement, then your attorney can present a motion maybe earlier on.
We also wanted to talk to you a little bit about creating new traditions. Many families have long-standing holiday traditions, but that first holiday season apart, it's great to try and figure out, can you keep some of those traditions to provide consistency? But can you also create some new traditions with your children and family and extended family? You know, maybe you're getting a divorce and your ex is keeping the bulk of the holiday decorations. Take the kids with you to buy some new ones. Let them pick out an ornament for the tree. Let them take ownership of these new traditions and get excited about them. Maybe you never got to celebrate holidays with your own family because you were always with your in-laws. Now's a great time to start those traditions and bring your children along when you're able to and get them involved in things that you do with your own family. While kids do well with stability and consistency, when you introduce new ideas and show excitement, they'll jump right on board. Kids are very resilient in that way. Keeping the focus on things that they're gaining and new exciting things instead of what they're losing is critical. And especially this year with all of the technology out there, make use of that. You know, maybe they are missing the other parent. You can always FaceTime or use Zoom or other technology to kind of bring them into your family gatherings or vice versa so that they can participate as much as they can in both sides of the family. And you also have to be supportive as your children experience new traditions with your ex. Your children get excited for Thanksgiving with the other parent or start new plans without you, but being supportive goes a long way. Even if you don't truly feel that excitement, put on a smile, act excited. This helps your children ease the transition between households.
It's really important not to fixate on financial guilt. Living in separate houses automatically means that you have separate incomes to support separate expenses. So don't fall into the trap of competing with your ex on gifts. Work within your own budget and even communicate with your ex about gifts for the children to avoid duplicate gifts or even one parent spending far more than the other parent. It's all about getting on the same page and being realistic and trying to avoid overcompensating for the divorce or separation. If you present as a united front and get just as excited for the gifts that the children got from your ex as the gifts that you got for your children, it'll be a much smoother holiday transition for your children. And overall, it's all about being flexible and focusing on the children. And COVID is impacting everyone, so it can be particularly hard for children who might not be able to see their grandparents or extended family members. Just be mindful for them and try to incorporate extra measures like FaceTime or drive-bys. My name is Dorothea.